Alright, this is one of my games from the online Vassal tourney. I am in the Unknown Regions Division 5E, or the Ilum Division. Today I'm flying Black Squadron, 3 Black Squadron ties with Crackshot and Howlrunner with swarm tactics, and then a fully loaded Soontir Fel. So Soontir Fel mini swarm. And my opponent, Spawner105 or Vessery, is flying Palp Aces with the Palpatine shuttle, Vessery with Veteran Instincts, and the Tie 7 title. He later thought that it would be a good idea to trade out Veteran Instincts for Crackshot, and I think in most situations that's probably true. And then Wampa and Omega Leader. I think this is a strong build. One of the disadvantages you run into is that by trying to bring Wampa and Vessery, who's a powerful ace, your Omega Leader doesn't have comms relay. It would be nice to be able to fit that in. But all in all, definitely a tough list. And so, let's get to the flying. Let's see, I don't remember who won initiative. So we're just gonna... Okay, Wesley won the die roll, so he decided that he wants to move first, and he's gonna take the left side. Placing the rocks, placing the rocks. And I never learn. I always bring big rocks, even when I'm flying swarms. So he sets up Palp in this side and Wampa on the other side. And at this point, he can probably guess. Wampa is probably the biggest threat to Soontir that's easy to eliminate. And so, well, he put Wampa over there and he's looking kind of like a decoy. I think I kind of want to go get him anyway. So I set up my swarm over there and I set up Fel to be able to have some choices as the game starts. So I get all my dials down. I'm going fast out the gate because I think Wampa's going to try to run. And he is. He's running away. So all my guys come up forward, and he's coming kind of fast because he knows that he needs to try to get behind me while I'm chasing Wampa. And then Fel K turns. Comes out on the other side there. Go back to dials. Wampa's running as fast as he can. Palpatine's coming up as fast as he can too. Definitely looks like he wants to join the battle instead of stalling. Near bump there, but he's clear. Omega Leader and Vessery coming up through the rocks. I don't think he expected me to turn in so fast, so it looks like my ties have a pretty good flanking opportunity here. And again, another near bump here. And then Soontir Fel turns in hard, barrel rolls, boosts. Preparing to come in through the rocks with the rest of the swarm. I'm going to go ahead. So it looks like just one of my TIE fighters has a shot. You got to take the shot, but you're probably not going to hit. Oh, and I did. Oh, so he forgot that he had the title. He could have had an evade token that would have protected him. Or he could have used Palpatine to protect him, but, looking rusty. Forgets to do those things. Very kind of him. So, not a huge surprise here. I'm banking in hard. I'm bringing Soontir in on a bank so that he can clear his stress. And I just realized that he could have used Palpatine to not get killed. Or not get hit. And Wampa's evading. Black Squadron coming in hard here. No asteroid, yay. And I kind of leave him where he's probably going to go through the asteroid next turn, but that's okay. Bump from Omega Lear here. And Vessery K turns with that beautiful white K turn that gives him an evade token. And Howlrunner in with the swung with his own evade token. And Fell's in a pretty good position here. Doesn't look like anybody has shots on him. And so he's just going to take that pot shot at Vessery and ooh, all blanks. And is he close enough to Howlrunner to get the reroll? No, he's not. I was worried that I'd just forgotten the reroll. And then Vessery. Who's he shooting at? Looks like Howl. Okay, he's shooting at Howl. So Howl takes a crit. Not good. And it's a direct hit. Oh, that's ugly. And so now it's Howl's shot. Doesn't look like he has anybody in arc. So C has a shot on Wampa, not through the rock. Gets the Howl reroll, spends the focus, and Wampa is able to evade one, except Crackshot. 2 damage go through. And then B finishes him off without using Crackshot. So I think B still has his Crackshot. Yeah, B still has Crackshot. C is the only one who's used it. And no other shots. We're going into the next round. I've got C flying through a rock here, so it seems like a good time to start to split up the swarm. So I guess I'm looking for blocks on Vessery and shots on either Vessery or Omega. I know Vessery's probably going straight back up through there, so I want to get Soontir on his tail. I don't know, actually this is a good spot, I guess, if you wanted to think about where you'd put the swarm to stop and do that. I'm scattering it, as we'll soon see. So Palpatine target locking Soontir fell, prophetically. C takes a damage flying through the rock, B makes it around, A comes in on the other side there. Howl turns in tight on the other. Oh, we're not there yet. Yeah, A knows he doesn't have a shot, so he's evading. Mega bumps. Blessed bumps. And then Vessery attempts the K turn again. I guess thinking he could get shots on Soontir at close range with Palp target lockdown, and that would have been pretty scary. But my range of blocks succeeded in stopping Vessery right there. He still gets an evade from the title. Howlrunner turns in, getting everybody in range for his rerolls and swung tactics. And then this is the mistake that decides the game fairly often. Bumping Soontir fell right in front of enemies that can shoot him with a lot of firepower. Good way to lose him. He doesn't tend to survive that kind of thing. But shots on Vessery and 4 blanks again. And here I forgot the Howl reroll. That's my fault. And then Vessery takes a shot on A. Rolls 3 hits up. A wishes he had a focus token, spends that evade, stays alive. Now Omega has shots on Soontir. one hit, and Soontir gets the one evade. C has range 1 shots on Palpatine. Does 2 damage. B has range 2 shots on Palpatine, no rock. It's the Howl reroll, 1 damage. And I figure I might as well spend Crackshot. We're moving into a spot here where it's not going to be doing a whole lot. Palpatine rolls 2 hits against, or uses Palpatine to make it a crit. And then Soontir is naked, and so rolling 2 evades, it's a good roll. He takes the 1 crit, which is direct hit. So direct hit on Howl and Soontir. They're both just about ready to die, and in a really bad place. And so we're moving into round 4 dials. So now I got a whole swarm to think about here, and that's always fun. I figure most everybody needs to keep chasing either Omega or Palp, but I'm gonna have Soontir continue to chase Vessery, and I'm gonna use A to try to block him. Palpatine takes the stop here, which is exactly what he needs to do. C turns in hard, looking to fly through another rock, I suppose. B bumps C just out of Palp's firing arc, but with C and firing arc it doesn't matter much. A moves over there for the block. See how he did. Omega does a 4 straight, gets clear of Palp, and target locks Howl. And Vessery attempts the K turn and gets blocked again. Gets his evade anyway for the white maneuver. Howl turns in. And takes an evade token, assuming that Palp is going to be shooting at him. And then Fel takes his 3 bank, gets right on Vessery's tail. So another range 1 shot from Soontir, and doesn't whiff it this time. We got 3 hits going through. And Vessery evades 2 of them with the evade token and takes 1 damage. A little in a way here. Howlrunner is taking his shot on Palp, and wow, okay, so naturally 2 hits and a crit. That's a really good roll. And Palp spends the Palpatine to avoid the crit. Alright, both his shields are down. I think that was probably the right call. The crit could have been bad there. So now C's taking a similar shot. He gets the reroll from Howl, spends the focus, pushes 2 more damage on. B cannot shoot Palp, so he'll take the shot on Omega. Gets the Howl reroll, spends the focus. He bumped, he doesn't have a focus. So Omega avoids all the damage. Palp taking the shot on Omega, or on Howlrunner. Doesn't have a target lock there. And so Howl, with the evade token, evades it all. Stays alive. That's the end of round 5. Moving into round 6. In this tourney, there are 19 round games, so we have to track the rounds. So C flying through another rock and taking another damage from a rock. The only thing that's hurt him so far is the rocks. B attempting to K turn, but Palp moved up fast for the block. So B ends up stuck out here on this side of Howlrunner. A K turning, hoping against hope to pull another block on Vessery if he attempts another K turn. With Omega doing a Segnor's loop out the other side there. Vessery does not go for the new K-turn. He banks away, and then barrel rolls over for a shot on A. And then Howl bumps, staying where he is. Because of that block from the shuttle, which nice play. And then Soontir Fel turns up, and with Vessery's barrel roll, really no way for him to get in behind Vessery again, which is unfortunate. So Vessery takes his shot on A. With only one hole left, A doesn't have much chance of survival, and he's gone. Now Omega taking his shot probably on Howlrunner. It's a natural thing to do. He uses Palpatine to get double crits. Howlrunner rolls double evades. B with the range 1 shot on Palpatine. That's 2 hits and a crit. Really needs the evade here, but he's stressed, no focus. And so that's the end of Palpatine for this battle. So at this point, I'm thinking I'm doing pretty well. I think I can keep Fel behind Vessery. And I'm thinking, without Palpatine around, my 3 TIE fighters should be able to handle Omega, right? I'm thinking that that's a pretty good pair of matchups for me. And so I just need to keep the swarm fighting here while Fel chases Vessery around the board. Now Fel's not very good at going slow, so I just have him turning hard. So B does a 2 straight, clears the stress. He's hoping maybe he'll block Omega or just be in a good position. And then C turns up hard. We've got a trap here for Omega. Leader, Vessery coming up in front of Soontir. And Omega flying right into the center of my trap. So, here's the question, right? Do you barrel roll to get out of there? If I get Howlrunner close enough, he can bump C up to an 8, and then C will get that shot at range 1, and that could be really bad for Omega. But he decides to take that evade token and count on being able to get the shot. Howl turns away from the battle, barrel rolls to get out of arc, and I barrel rolled back as far as I could, but it wasn't enough to get the range 1 swarm tactics on C. So Howl doesn't have a shot on Vessery, it's too far away. And then C rolls all blanks, and he's gone. So that was an unfortunate turn of events. If I could have had Howl in close enough to let C get a shot off, that probably could have gone a lot better for me. He flew masterfully, getting Omega in behind B, avoiding the block. So at this point, I still think that I can keep Omega pinned down with these 2 ties, and Fel can do his work on Vessery. I'm finally in a position now where no matter where Vessery goes, Fel should be able to get in position. So I K-turn the B. Omega turns in hard after Howl. Vessery does a K-turn, which I should have expected, but I never expect the K-turn. Howl does a 5 forward through the rock, desperate to get away. Probably wasn't the best idea. I thought I could get him in on the fight with Vessery, but now he's just going to get shot by both of them. But he survives the rock, and then Fel swoops in, barrel rolls up, takes the evade and the focus. I don't think I had a good way to get out of arc there, and so I was just thinking, try to get up to range 1 and take the shot. Didn't get there. So 3 dice, rolled with the Howl reroll, get the 3 hits, but Vessery's able to evade it all with his evade token. And then Omega's got a shot on Howl, and Howl evades that. But then Vessery, there's no rock between Howl and Vessery. Vessery's got a bigger gun. Oh, and he rolls well. So this is it, right? If Omega can't roll all evades, and he doesn't. So no Omega, or no Howl. So at this point, it's starting to look a little bit ugly for me. I've still got one TIE fighter. I don't think I have anybody with Crackshot left. But I got one TIE fighter over there to fight Omega, and Soontir Fel can win games, right? Soontir Fel can do it. But here we go. We're going into round 8 here. B is just trying to stay on target after Omega Leader. And Omega Leader turns right in there, but then target locks him, so he won't be able to use that focus on the attack. And Vessery gets a nice K-turn coming in behind Fel. So Fel does a 4 straight, you know, just trying to get out of there, get out of range, clear his stress. And then I'm just not sure, I might still be in range, so I evade focus, just to make sure that he doesn't get into trouble. And he's out of range, so didn't need to be stressed. So then B's got a range 1 shot here and no modification. And so it's evaded. What are you going to do when you don't have modification? So we're going to dials again for round 9. B continues his merry chase after Omega Leader, who flies through a rock. Vessery lands on a rock. Takes a damage from it. Well, the rocks weren't my friends before, but they're starting to maybe seem a little bit more friendly. So I barrel roll. Looks like I'm probably still in arc, so I evade focus. Just to make sure. Take that range 1 shot, and he's gonna dodge that. But Fel is out of arc, so I'm safe. And B doesn't have a shot. So we're going into round 10. At this point, I'm just wishing I could dogfight one of these guys down and then have just one guy for Fel to worry about, because it's really hard to stay out of 2 arcs when you got an enemy that can K-turn every turn. I get a little too aggressive, bump B on Omega there, but that's okay because he's not going to be able to modify dice anyway. Vessery K-turns, looking for a shot on Fel. And Omega Segnors loops with beautiful, beautiful placement just on the other side of Vessery. And at this point, it looks like I could easily be losing both ships. Fel barrel rolls, boosts. I think that gets him to at least to range 3, whereas Autothrusters can take effect, and he's got the focus, so blanks aren't too bad for him, and focuses are good. So he should be able to survive this. 3 hits, well, maybe he shouldn't be able to survive that, but he rolls exactly perfectly. And he survives that. Omega, with no modification, doesn't want to spend his target lock. Leaves that B. Did I forget about B's shots? I guess B should have had shots here. I'm not sure why B didn't shoot. He had a range 1 on Vessery. I would have taken that gladly. Wow, I'm really kind of annoyed with myself for missing that opportunity. That's a big deal. B might have been able to kill Vessery with a lucky roll. I guess he has the evade token, but I mean, at least a little bit of damage could have been game changing there. The right crit got through. Anyway, I'm disappointed in myself. So B turns up, expecting Vessery to be chasing Fel. At this point, we got to kill one of them, and without modification, B's best chance is to go after Vessery. Vessery is chasing Fel. Barrel rolls right in front of B, right where I want him. Ha 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 ha. And then Omega does a hard one
keeping his stress. I thought he was going to bump B. I thought I was going to force a bump on a hard 2 or a 2 bank. But that one hard gets him around, and he may have shots on B, so, but no modification. And then Fell's hoping to get out of arc, but at least get behind the rock. He's got a focus evade, so 5 dice is probably going to be pretty good. Yeah, he didn't get out of arc. So, takes the shot, spends his target lock, and gets rolls up 2 hits and a crit. But with the evade token, 2 evades is plenty, and we're safe. And then Omega doesn't have a shot on B, but B is going to take the shot on Vessery this time. He missed it last turn. Hitting the crit's pretty good, but with the evade token, it's probably not enough to go through. That evade token is super powerful. So we're back to dials and going into round 12. Somewhere in the near future, I get around to doing the math to find out who's leading here, and find out that I really do need to. I can't run away. I need to kill somebody. But B flies around the rock, barrel rolls up into a nice safe spot there. Vessery with the K turn, which I never expect, but I really should. And barrel rolls over to be sure he's going to get shots. Omega moves up into position and moves his target lock over to Fell. And Fell, not in a good place here. He boosts up and barrel rolls to at least get out of Omega's arc, getting as close to that rock as he can, and gets his focus from the stress. And he can't spend the focus on attack, but he's hoping for a good roll to kill Omega, and he rolls well enough to knock Omega down to half health. That's a big step in the right direction. That could really give me a chance here. So he's taking the shot on Fell, even though it's range 3, and he's got a range 2 on B. B just hasn't been a threat since he lost the rest of his buddies. But uses the target lock, gets 3 hits, and with 3 evades, doesn't need the Autothrusters. It's quite the roll. I figure Soontir came drunk today, and so his drunken dodging is effective, but his drunken shots are not. So we're going into round 13 out of 19. This is winding down. I'm running out of time to finish the job here. B turning in hard, looking for a fight. Vessery goes through the rock, no damage, loses his action, but he still gets that evade. And Omega does a Segnor's loop, and looking to trap Fell here. And Fell does a hard 2. I think I've done a hard 2 the last 3 turns with Fell. I'm getting kind of predictable. And then there's nowhere for him to barrel roll to, and so he's forced to boost, barely makes the boost, and so no shots. He has to leave B to his own devices, but with the rock in between, no modification on Omega's dice, he's got a pretty good shot. Now I didn't notice Fell landed right on top of Omega's stress token here, and so I didn't remember that he was stressed and thought that he might be turning around to stay in the fight. I don't think it would have changed anything if I'd noticed. So B comes in, Vessery does the K turn, gets his focus and his evade, and why not K turn when you've got the white? And Omega does a 3 forward to clear his stress, which I wouldn't have expected anyway even if I'd known that he was stressed. And then he barrel rolls, so he won't hit the rock next turn. And so Fell did the 5K turn. If he'd done the 3K turn, he might have been out of Vessery's arc and still had shots on Omega. But I didn't realize that Omega was stressed, so I decided to get as far away as I could. And so Fell gets no shots. Vessery takes his shot on B. Oh, but B has been hoarding evades. And takes the shot on Omega. He can modify now because Omega moved the target lock to Fel. And so that's to put one more damage on Omega. He's one away. And at this point, I'm thinking I might be able to finish off Omega. And if I've still got both ships when Omega goes down, Vessery really shouldn't be a problem. I just gotta get my guys in position to take down Omega here. So B, I make another mistake here. I moved in B too aggressively, and I bump this bump. Oh my goodness. Just barely landed the corner on one of his nubs. And Vessery banking in for the trap on Soontir. Omega kind of running away, so the bump on B doesn't matter. Nobody's around to take advantage of it. And Fel boosting up out of Vessery's arc. And at this point, you know, the question is, do I barrel roll so I don't hit that rock next turn? Or do I take advantage of this range 1 shot on Vessery, where I'm clearly out of arc, so I don't need the evade, but there's no other action that I can take, right? To, you know, I can double focus or I can focus evade, but either way I'm going to have a token that I don't need. And I'm flying through the rock. This is the moment of truth. Can I finish off Vessery? In hindsight, I didn't need to be this desperate, right? I could have easily had Fel barrel roll around the rock, break off, take the shot on Omega leader, and hope to kill him with a lucky shot, and just focus B and Fel on Omega leader for a couple rounds and bring him down, right? That probably would have been the right choice. With Vessery at so much health and all tokened up, this shot was destined to fail. And with a roll like that, he could evade it with the token. Doesn't even need to roll. So here I am. I gotta fly through the rock, right? There's no other choice. As long as I'm flying through it, I guess I oughta chase hard on Omega leader with both my dudes. B taking the hard one, and you know, hard one blocks Fel, so that's unfortunate. Vessery lands on a rock that might save Fel's life. Doesn't take any damage from the rock, but then the rock kills Soontir Fel. So it's up to B. B could pull this off. You know, I want to go back and see if there's anything I could have done to get Fel away from that rock. Like if I'd done a hard one. Hard one would have avoided the rock. I could have saved Fel, and I didn't do it. So I really didn't think a hard one would have made it. I didn't expect Vessery to land on a rock. If I'd made that move, Omega leader still would have had a target lock on me. And I'd have had no tokens. So Omega leader still could have easily killed him. I don't know. So that might have been a better move, avoid the rock at that point. But almost certainly a better move would have been to have barrel rolled out here in the first place and kept him alive for a few more turns and not counted on being able to finish Vessery with that shot. That's alright though. You do the best you can. So let's finish this out. You know, there's just a few turns left. So at that point, the game is kind of sealed as his, and I'm hoping that maybe I can finish off Omega Leader and get some slightly better MOV. I think I just avoid that bump. Vessery comes forward, barrel rolls to make sure he has a shot on B. Omega turns through. Vessery takes his shot, and then with the focus, B is unscathed. Going into the second to last round here, and the B just has to do whatever he can to try to get guns on Omega and finish him off. Not that it'll matter. Oh, well, Omega K turned. I thought Omega might be able to target lock and prevent the focus, but Omega K turns. Vess's shot is enough to do 1 damage to B. Omega takes a shot and B evades it. And he's just outnumbered and outgunned. But he's going to go for one more chance at maybe getting the block. You know, last round, at this point, I really just need to not die. Because if I'm dead, I can't get shots. So I block Omega. Vessery comes up. He's got a clean shot here. But just roll enough evades to survive. And that's the game. And so, you know, a very good game. Super close. And just a few mistakes. If I hadn't bumped Soontir in front of the shuttle early on, he would have had a lot more health than the stealth device for when the fight really got going. And then if I'd barrel rolled around that rock, I could have kept him in the fight long enough to maybe finish off Omega and at least win on MLV. I don't know if I would have had time to finish off Vessery after chasing Omega down, but I could have at least won by points. So thanks again to Wesley or Spawner105 for the great game, and we're gonna have to get it together again sometime because that was a really good one.